Hello, world, and let's talk about a lot of stuff today.
Now, let's get ready. You are Talkin Live with Lamar Bearden.
Let's go.
Lastly, sir, this is an executive order on flag burning. It charges your attorney general.
Would you listen to this? This is right at point. Flag burning. All over the country, they're burning flags. All over the world, they burn the American flag. And as you know, through a very sad court, I guess it was a 5-4 decision, they called it freedom of speech. But there's another reason, which is perhaps much more important. It's called death. Because what happens when you burn a flag is the area goes crazy. If you have hundreds of people, they go crazy. You can do other things. You can burn this piece of paper. But when you burn the American flag, it incites riots at levels that we've never seen before. People go crazy. And what the penalty is going to be, if you burn a flag, you get 1 year in jail, no early exits, no nothing. You get 1 year in jail. If you burn a flag, and what it does is incite to riot. I hope they use that language, by the way. Did that? Incite to riot. And you burn a flag, you get 1 year in jail. You don't get 10 years, you don't get 1 month. You get 1 year in jail, and it goes on your record. And you will see flag burning stopping immediately, just like when I signed the Statute and Monument Act. 10 years in jail if you hurt any of our beautiful monuments. Everybody left town. They were gone. Never had a problem after that.
Of the White House yesterday evening at around 6:30, he burned an American flag, and we don't know his name. What's going on, though, is that the president had just announced an executive order essentially prohibiting the burning of American flags. And so we believe that this action was done in protest of that. We don't know the man's name. We don't know if his arrest is in connection with the executive order. Right now, Park Police are telling us that the charge or the violation that he was found to have committed here is called prohibited fire. We also don't know the man's name. What we are told is that he is an Army combat veteran, and he did this action, burning the American flag, in protest just hours after these executive orders. So again, the president, leaning into what he's been focused on already here, issued these number of executive orders. One of them seeks to have anyone who burns or desecrates an American flag be prosecuted and spend a year in jail.
Welcome back to Talkin Live. We're glad you tuned in. We hope everyone is healthy and well, and they are not insane. We hope you're not insane. Like it seems like the whole world is going insane, especially in the United States. But I love my country. You see, that's why I wear this flag up here. I wear it because I'm proud to be American. Are you proud to be American out there, or you just rather burn a flag and complain and whine? I think some of you, the reason you burned the flag, you didn't get enough welfare. What was the reason you burned the flag? Donald Trump said you deserve a year for burning a flag. I think so, too. If you don't like this country, pack it up, move out. You got a lot, but Donna and all them, they said they can't stand it no more, and they're out of here. So good riddance. And to you, too. If you hate your country so much, you don't need to be here. As long as I've been here, I've disagreed with so many different things, and I understand that most of the politicians are just as crazy as we are sometimes. But they're standing up for what is right now. And I disagree with Donald Trump sometimes, but I still like the guy. I'd vote for him again. So all you out there that are Democrats, that you hate Republicans, I don't hate you. I just hate your agenda. I hate your stupid ideas, or a man can be a woman and a woman can be a man. That's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. God didn't make us that way. And he done what was good because he said so when he, in the book of Genesis, said he looked at it and he thought it was good. But he also looked in the future, I guess, and that's why he got sick to his stomach, because he said he repented that he made man. And man today, the human race, is the most sorriest thing that God ever created. He created men and women, but it's turning out women killing their babies, putting them in the ovens, abortions, all this kind of stuff.
Cracker Barrel is acknowledging mistakes and rolling out its rebranding campaign that has sparked a fierce public backlash. We could have done a better job sharing who we are and who we'll always be, the family restaurant chain says in a new statement.
So when you just want more, Cracker Barrel has all the more. All the more.
Earlier this month, the company replaced its logo, featuring this character known as Uncle Herschel in place since the 1970s, with this sleek, minimalistic logo.
Cracker Barrel needs to feel like the Cracker Barrel for today and for tomorrow.
But many customers and investors weren't buying it. Cracker Barrel stock plummeted after the announcement, the company losing $94 million in market value last Thursday. The company saying, while our logo and remodels may be making headlines, our bigger focus is still right where it belongs, in the kitchen and on your plate. Uncle Herschel will still be on our menu, on our road signs, and featured in our country store. He's not going anywhere. He's family. It's not just the logo changing. The restaurant's interior design is getting spruced up with more comfortable chairs and sleeker decor, but the company vowing to keep the rocking chairs, fireplace, and games. Some customers still not happy. One posting, "You kicked Uncle Herschel to the curb. Now you are paying the price. Own it and stop making excuses." Another posting, "The biggest insult to your customers is acting like you hear them, but doing the complete opposite."
A brand can absolutely go too far in trying to become relevant. A lot of times they're trying to go to a hip, young branding agency, and so they'll go to something that ends up feeling really generic, almost soulless.
I was thinking about Cracker Barrel. They changed their logo. I don't know what Dolly thinks about it, because she owns a big part of it, but I don't see why they would change a logo. It's been going for years, and it got started with that. Stick with it. I don't get an idea to change anything that I've been used to for years. I might change my way of working with it, but I ain't going to change the logo. If I start a company, I change the logo. It's because it's not doing good. And you know what? Cracker Barrel ain't doing good. It's an old country store. And you know why? They started serving alcohol. That's going to be something that most church people went to church, and after church went to church and eat at Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel is an old tradition, and Cracker Barrel is a restaurant that us hillbillies love. We always loved these. People up north, they loved it. And you're changing it. Or you change it because you feel like it should be changed because of any political thing. You change your name because you did something wrong, or you change your logo. But they put too much salt in sometimes, but I love Cracker Barrel. But if you're going to change it, you're going to please politicians, you're going to please transgenders and all that, you're doing it to please them, I quit eating there. And a lot of other people that's from the hills and Kentucky and that area, they ain't going to eat there. Even down in Florida, we got a bunch of Yankees eating at Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel up north is Yankees eat there, not hillbillies, Yankees. If the hillbillies eat there, you Yankees ought to quit, you Democrats quit eating at a Cracker Barrel, because us hillbillies, us crazy people, we're not crazy. We just know what's right and what's wrong. We see our government doing things they shouldn't do. It takes a college degree to figure out some things today. I mean, nobody can just plainly look at it, read it, and accept it as it is. They got to twist it around to suit themselves, like the Bible. They got to the point that they have to use a Greek word, the Latin word, to explain to the lost. Then I've heard preachers say, that the 70% only part of the King James verse was right. It's got faults in it. It ain't got no faults in it. It's faults in you. You read it like it is, and that's the way it's supposed to be. It don't take a genius to read the Bible. It takes a person with a desire for the truth. And these people today that have messed up our country with their crap that they started 4 years ago. Now, I know Donald Trump don't do everything perfect. I mean, and I see things that I wonder about. But see, you take like Chicago and Washington, D.C., people are going after the Republicans because they want to cut down on crime. That's because it's never happened to you. You sit in your fancy homes, you politicians, you Democrats, you've got bodyguards, you've got security and all that. It ain't happened to you yet. That's why you take up for it. But if you enjoy the crime, why do you need a bodyguard? What are you scared of? Why do you whine and go on? I tell you what, if I started burning flags from different countries, it'd be a crime. It would be impossible for people to accept. But you take people in this country burning this flag, it's justified because you do it. But it wouldn't be justified if I went out here somewhere and I bought a Palestinian flag, Israeli flag, a bunch of different flags, and I just built me a big old bonfire and I throwed all them flags on there. What would you do? It would be a crime. It'd be the awfulest thing that ever happened in America. I thought about doing it. What's wrong with it? If it's okay to burn an American flag, you do need a year. You need to either, if you got to burn flags and you got to do all that to protest, and you're so burn out on the United States and all the things that's going on there. You hate the president. Get out of here. Pack up and go back to where you come from. Don't come down here or come over here and try to change our way of living. Change your own way over where you come from Korea or China, wherever you come from. South America, wherever you come from. And the people that come from South America come from that country to get a better life because America is the best country in the whole world. And you heathens go out there and burn the flag. That's constitutional right. Well, if you hate this country, get the crap out. We don't need you here. We got enough nuts around here. You know what I think happened? When Biden was president, I think he gave everybody the key to the nut house, all the nut houses, and they let them all out. And they started calling themselves Democrats. That's what I think. They went around letting all these mental retarded, sick people out of the crazy house. But then sometimes I wonder if the people today that are protesting going there, they've always been crazy. And the people in the nut house has better sense than them out. You know what those saying is, Faye knew that I was running loose, said that take me and put me in a nut house. Well, I tell you what, there's people in the crazy house got better sense than some of you Democrats, Republicans too. You're not someone that can say you're so genius. And all these lawyers, they go to school, they get elected. I mean, we got a guy up in New York. He's trying to turn New York into a communist city. And you idiots are standing in line to back him up. Don't you know that you can't be fed on promises? You can't be took care of on promises. Those tax dollars that he's talking about spending, that sucker is going to try to put you in a situation where you have to go to the grocery store and there ain't nothing in there. That's the way it works, see? When you're in a communist or a country that is under dictatorship or communism, you go to the grocery, they have grocery stores, and when it runs out, you're just too late. You missed out on the loaf of bread. You missed out on the soup line. And that's what they are, a lot of soup lines in countries like that. And, you know, and I feel sorry for the people over in Israel and both sides. You know, the Palestinians are suffering a lot over there because they took up for the no good side terrorists. They let them, like moles, go and dig tunnels all over the place and use them for a shield. That's why they're suffering so much. If they just told them, look, you can't come in our country or our cities and run our cities, but you invited them in, now you're cropping because you're starving to death and everything else, which I don't believe that your help should be cut off. I think you need to be fed. I think in this war, because a lot of you are innocent, you had nothing to do with what happened over there in Gaza. You're not responsible for all that thing. And I think that our president, I think that Netanyahu should supply you with food instead of starving you. I don't go for that. I don't go for a lot of things that's going on. And I'll tell you what, I don't think there'll ever be any peace for Ukraine and Russia. I don't think so. You know, you think that Putin is scared of Donald Trump, you're wrong. You're very wrong. Or China's scared of Donald Trump, you're very wrong. I mean, the part where you get your supplies cut off, you know, like your oil, your gas, and all that, that might be something, leverage. But as far as being scared of Donald Trump, they ain't scared of Donald Trump. See, they ain't got sense enough. They don't believe in God. Most of them don't believe there's a God. They have no fear. They don't fear about dying. They don't have the thoughts of dying or something. And these people, these college kids out here, supposed to be in there getting their parents paying for their education, they're out there protesting, starting a bunch of trouble. And you guys that come over with your visa, and you come over and you start protesting, burning the flag, you need to be deported back where you come from. Every one of you. You have no say-so. You're not a citizen. You have no say-so. You that come across the border, you have no say-so. Every one of you. Every one of you have no right to burn a flag. You have no right to stand up to our government because you're not part of our society. Until you come over here legal and you stand for you're a real American. A real American, you know what a real American is? A real American is a real person that don't agree with burning places down, causing misery on the citizen, stealing, killing, murdering them. You're not citizens. You might be born here, but you're against our freedom when you do that. You're against our freedom when we sit back and watch you burn flags and destroy private property and you call it protesting. It's okay for you to stand up for what you believe, but not to make people pay for what you believe in. If I disagree with my city here, if I go out and get a bunch of people protest, and I do it in the right way, in the peaceful way, that's my right. But if I get people to do destruction to my city or to my friends or to my neighbors or anybody that I know, to hurt them, that makes me just as sorry as a communist person. This man in New York don't have no right to run for office. He believes in communism. He believes in control. He believes in dictatorship. He believes in everything that's wrong that this country stands for. And you that protest and burn the flags, you don't deserve to be here. You don't deserve. And I guarantee you, a lot of those people that burn flags is on a welfare check. They ain't at work out here protesting and then drawing a check from our government, which they hate, which they burn a flag, and they're protesting and drawing money off of it. You should be at work. You don't need to be out there destroying other people's property. If you protest and you're a peaceful person, but don't insult the American people that love this country by burning their flag. Don't insult us. We believe in what's right. Most of us do. That's why you got no Democrat in the House, the Senate, and the White House. Because we believe in values. We have values. You don't have none. You sick perverts in Washington at changing babies over, trying to change little children over to boys and girls and operate. You're not fit to be in office. God said he created man and a woman. You missed that part. Of course, you don't fear God. And people say, well, the Antichrist is coming. The Antichrist is here in these people that don't stand for righteousness. And that's an abomination to God. And I'll guarantee you, a lot of you go to church, too. You politicians, you go to church, and you go in there, and then you come right back out and do things like that, try to push things like that on American people. These people have the rights, but they don't have the right to go into a school and dance around dressed up like a devil, looking like a devil from hell, and protest our flag. You have no right to do that. Why don't all of you get your island somewhere, and all you sickos go there and move in. And don't take a flag with you. Start your own flag. Get your own country. All that stuff going on between you and all the other people, take it over there. Don't bring it over here. We don't care nothing about it. I told the lady she was a lesbian. She didn't believe in all that stuff y'all believe in. She is a respectful woman. She might have that spirit on her to be what she is, but she had respect for children. She didn't believe in that stuff. Nice woman, sweet woman. You know, I've met a lot of people that's gay. And, you know, I'm not condoning what they do, but they have a nice spirit about their ways, you know, but you get them mad, though, I mean, that changes. But I'm telling you right now, there's only one man and there's only one woman, and they don't have any other gender. There's no other gender. And burning the flag and doing all this stuff, it's not, they don't even do that much as other people do. burning a flag. And you deserve it. You're in prison, or you need to be picked up, put on a plane, dropped off some other country. When you do that, you need to go over there to El Salvador and all those different countries. You try that crap over there, they'll put you in a prison. You won't never get out. You try it in some countries. See how it like. Go to Saudi Arabia and try that. See what happens. Go to Iran and Iraq and see what happens. You try that stuff over there. You get their flag, burn it, see what happens to you. They'll line you up and shoot you. Americans, we're civilized over here. We don't do stuff like that. We're civilized until the point it gets in our ball court, and then we become uncivilized. But we most are uncivilized in the closet. A lot of people, they go with the crowd. They don't go what's right. And it's not nothing wrong with bringing the National Guard into a city that's overrun with criminals. That's not communism. That's called justice. That's not dictatorship. That's called justice. That's called we've had enough of you. We had enough of you breaking in stores and loading yourself up and walking out the door with it. We've had enough of you murdering one another. We've had enough of your drugs. We've had enough of you, all your robberies and lying and cheating and stealing. We've had enough of you. That's all. That's what it is. We've had enough of you murdering innocent people. We had enough of you having gang wars and shooting little babies and getting hit because you're fighting in the area where they're at. We had enough of it. And I salute Donald Trump for that. It wouldn't be that way if our administration, before Biden, before Obama and all this, if we'd have had some people that done the same thing. There's countries overseas don't have no crime at all, hardly. What makes us different than that country? We've let it go too long. Our politicians have lined our pockets and didn't stand up for this flag that we're under. God bless America, and God bless you if you appreciate this country.
The views and opinions expressed on all Talkin Live Show presentations are those of the host and their guests, and not necessarily those of the staff or management of the Talkin Live TV broadcast studio, EPB Fiber Optics, or by this network or its management.